Welcome back to the Bliss Code Podcast, where we unlock the secrets of self mastery, dive deep into mindset magic, and manifest the life of our dreams. I'm your host, Jamie Drew. I am your part sassy, part soft life girlfriend, guiding you on this journey to a life that is filled with more joy, more purpose, and yes, girl, bliss. Let's get started. Hey, girl. So, today we're diving into one of my favorite topics. I mean, everything to do with the Bliss Code is my favorite topic, but we're going to be talking about your habits today. My habits, your habits, our habits. We habit together. You know, those little routines that shape our days and, I mean, ultimately our lives. You are your habits. And I'm really realizing that more and more as I cut out the BS habits and insert the habits that I want to have that bring me closer to my main character energy, baby. And the woman that I have decided to be, that I have intentionally decided to be. And I've been on this journey with my own habits, so it's only right for me to talk to you about your habits and let you know how much of a game changer it's been for me. And I've been rediscovering the joy of reading, girl. Yes. I recently went and got a new library card. It had been so long since I had been to the library that my card was just no longer active. I had to get a new one, get a new number, everything. And not only have I been checking out books, by the way, I found out, girl, that the library lets you check out 60, yes, 60 books at a time. And not only that, but they renew 5 times before they charge you for it. So you can literally, I think it's 3 weeks that you can keep the book initially, and then it will auto renew up to 5 times. So that is 15 weeks with 60 books. Girl, you better do it. I'm telling you. I told that lady at the front desk, if you get charged for having these books, you deserve to be charged because you have had 60 books. Well, I mean, potentially one book, but for 15 weeks. Okay, so you deserve to be charged. But not only have I been checking out the physical books, I have been diving into the ebooks and audiobooks with the apps that they have that connect to your library card. So, girl, I'm over here in heaven reading and listening to all kind of books, and it really helps me because when you get started leveling up in your habits, right? It's going to seem really hard for you. You're going to tell yourself all kinds of things like, oh, I deserve to watch Netflix for this many hours, or this is my way that I wind down. And not saying that there's anything wrong with a little Netflix here and there, but we're trying to be more intentional with where our attention goes, right? So if we're trying to level up in our lives, quantum leap in 2024, I mean, this is a leap year. So we've got to be going somewhere, right? And we start to get kind of addicted to these patterns that we already have. And so when it's time to change it up, then our brain starts doing a little trick on us, a little song and dance on us, like, oh no, girl, I don't like this. I don't like how this feels. Where is the thing that I'm used to? Your brain, it likes comfort. It wants the same things over and over again. So you're going to have to really go through that withdrawal period and just embrace it and know that you're doing it for a purpose. There are certain rules that I talk about within the Bliss Code Academy. If you are a member, then you may be aware of this. But one of the rules is mastering your habits. And we've got a whole acronym. The acronym is self-help, but the H of the self-help is your habits, right? So listen, that is a big deal when you start to change your habits for the woman that you want to become. I was talking to one of my private clients and we were talking about her future self, right? And I was like, okay, tell me, we were talking about her look. That's one of the rules in the academy as well, and for private coaching, just for up leveling your life, and the Bliss Code, my way of teaching, is to work with your look. And so we were talking about the look of her future self. And one thing that she was saying to me is that she wasn't happy with her look and her future self had a different body type and that future self was fit. So I said, "Oh, okay, girl. Well, how did your future self get fit?" And she said, "Well, she went to the gym." So I said, "Okay, well, guess what?" But I mean, all of us aren't gym girlies because I'm definitely not a gym girly. I'm a hiking girly. But everybody has their thing, right? You got to find your thing, whether it's dancing or hiking or going to the gym or whatever it is for you. But this particular client of mine, private coaching client, she said that her future self had gone to the gym to get fit. So I said, "Girl, I guess you got to get to the gym then, because your future self is literally over there screaming, waiting for you. Like, girl, I'm waiting for you on the other side. Come on." And so this is the way that we begin to curate our lives. I talk a lot about the brain being like a social media algorithm. And the more that you show it, the more that it shows you the same thing, right? So you start to realize, hold on, okay, so what I'm seeing in my reality, what I'm seeing in this real world, real life algorithm is the result of things that I've already done, is the result of what I have curated, right? What I have decided intentionally is going to be my habits. So if I trade out Netflix for reading, okay, that's more intentional and that is more towards the future self that I have decided to become right now. Let that simmer for a minute. Become your future self right now. And what does that look like for you? What are the things, what are the habits that your new self would be doing? Speaking of reading, let's chat about our current book club pick, Essentialism. Now, the book club starts on February 1st. So, when you're listening to this, you still have a couple of days to go ahead and sign up. Signups are at theblisscode.net to join us for this 3-session book club experience. We will be reading some other books in the future, but I thought it was great to start with this book because actually it's what I'm reading right now, or one of the books, since I have option to get up to 60 at the library, okay? But listen, so I had downloaded the the audiobook version on my phone, and I've been listening to that. But I went into the bookstore, Books a Million, because I wanted to put my hands on an actual physical copy of the book. I wanted to see what I was missing out on. You know what I mean? The structure of it, some of the things that you don't get to see visually when you're listening to the audiobook. So I went to put my hands on the book, touch it, feel it, see what it was all about. And I was looking for this book everywhere. Okay. I was all around. I was in the self help, personal development section. And I was not seeing this book, right? I was like, okay, I don't know. I had to ask the ladies at the front, like, how are these books ordered? Because I'm looking for this particular book and it's not where I think it is. So, girl, how about when they found the book? It was in the business section. And I really found that intriguing that this little gem of a book was tucked away in the business section instead of the self help or personal development section. And I started thinking, okay, there's clearly levels to this, right? They're targeting the visionaries of the world, like us, boo, okay? My girls, my Bliss Code ladies, and they are looking for people who have the right mindset that are ready to absorb this information. So it's clearly not for the regular girlies, and we don't do regular over here in the Bliss Code, okay? Ain't no regular degula over here. We are elevated ladies, and we are dedicated to reaching new heights in our lives. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so it was in the business section clearly for women like us who are, current or aspiring business owners. I just found that really intriguing. Sometimes information is hidden away, tucked away, like I said, for certain people. And that really brings me to, the power of your network and who you surround yourself with and the types of people that you're around and the types of places that the environments that you put yourself in. I mean, this is really important. And it's definitely one of the Bliss Code pillars that not only is your network your net worth, but your network shapes the things that you have access to. Okay. And this ties in perfectly with the Bliss Code Academy. It just reminded me, like, Jamie girl, this is why you're doing this. It's not just a program, my love. It's a journey of self mastery. We are trying to master ourselves. We can do hard things, right? And a supportive community of women that are all reaching for new heights, that is just what you need. That support system, that accountability, that, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. So in our academy, we're not just learning, we're transforming our lives. We're becoming brand new. We're reinventing ourselves and we're immersing ourselves. The best way to learn a language is to move to the country where the language is spoken. So you're surrounded by it, right? Same thing within the Bliss Code Academy. And we're really embodying our true selves, the essence of a true visionary, of some leveled up ladies. Okay. And we understand that our habits shape our lives and our businesses too. If you're in business, your habits are what's going to shape your day. You are what your habits are. You are what you habitually do. I know you've heard that before. So I know you need some hand holding, girl. You're like, but oh my gosh, you just blew my mind with that. I need to trade my habits. I need to dump out my BS habits and get some good habits in. So how am I going to master this, sis? Like, let me know. What can I do? How can we master our habits? How can we build routines that elevate us, both personally and professionally, right? Because a lot of us are trying to level up in our profession and our business endeavors as well. How do we cultivate and really curate our habits, decide, be more intentional so that they align with our highest selves, the best version of ourselves that we're calling in? It's really all about intentional living and choosing the habits that serve your goals, your dreams, your bliss. Okay, so I'm not going to leave you hanging, right? I'm going to give you some tips on how you can do this, how you can master your habits. Number one, you need to start with clarity. You need to understand why you are doing this and how it lines up with your larger vision for your life. And that is going to give you the motivation and the commitment level that you need because, bam, you got your why. Okay. Step number 2, or tip number 2, really, is to break it down into small steps. Okay. So let's take reading like I'm reading. Start with just a few pages a day. You don't have to read the whole book in a weekend, girl. Okay. Start with just like 10 pages. And that way you won't get overwhelmed. And over time, it will just be easier and easier. Tip number 3 is to stay consistent, because the more that you practice this in small doses, it will build momentum. Tip number 4 is to find you a supportive environment. Where my girls at? Okay, from the front to back, what is you feeling that? Surround yourself with other women that are doing the same things, other people that are doing the same things. That's going to make those habits even easier to maintain. You can give yourself little reminders, okay? Like, for instance, for me, when I know I want to read a book, I'm going to put it right on my nightstand or right on my bed after I make up my bed in the morning. So I know, okay, when I get back in this thing, it's time for me to read this book instead of scrolling through my phone. Tip number 5 is to track your progress. You can use a habit tracker. I use my watch. I have my Samsung watch that's connected to my phone, and it's going to document my progress and everything, so I can kind of see where I'm at. And that's really helpful when you fall off the wagon, so you can see, oh, okay, Thursdays are when I don't do my best. So let me build my schedule around that so that I'm not doing it on Thursdays, or that I have a special boost for myself when I don't feel like doing this particular thing on Thursday. Tip number 6 is to reward yourself. You've got to celebrate the small wins, okay? So that you feel good about your new habit and you're not feeling like, oh, it's a chore, or oh, you're going to get punished. Don't have a negative association with it. Tip number 7 is to have a growth mindset. Okay. You have to think of challenges as opportunities to learn. So you've got to remember that mastering this habit is a journey, it's not a destination. I don't know where you're trying to get. I don't know why you think you have so little time to get there. I don't know why people do this to themselves. I've done it to myself in the past, but this is a lifestyle that you're adopting. So adopt the mindset that this is a lifestyle, that this is a habit for your particular growth. Tip number 8 is to find an accountability partner, or, of course, join a community like the Bliss Code Academy, baby, where you can share your progress and you can get support from other people that are doing the same thing. If you know that you're not alone, that can be a big time motivator. Just knowing, okay, there's going to be somebody there who's going to help me through this, that understands where I'm coming from. Tip number 9 is to embrace your flexibility, okay? Be kind to yourself. If you miss a day, if you slip up, don't beat yourself up. You've got to acknowledge it and get right back on track. You don't have to, oh, I messed up. I failed. No, you didn't. Okay? You just didn't do it that day, or you just didn't do it at that time. So give yourself some grace. Be kind to my sister, okay? And final tip is to visualize yourself succeeding. The power of visualization, and not just visualization. This is a big tip for those of you who like to dive into manifestation. Visualization is a huge way to manifest the life that you are looking for, and not just closing your eyes and visualizing it, but putting those feelings along with it. Okay, that will help to cement your habit firmly in your brain, in your mind's eye. And this visualization can be so powerful, and it can remind you of what you're working towards, because when you're doing that visualization, you are visualizing yourself having already been in the habit of that thing and what that looks like for you on the other side. So, look, it's not all about me. I want to hear from you too. What habits are you cultivating? I know I'm working on reading and some other things, but what habits are you working on? And how is it shaping your journey? And what is it doing for you? How is it helping you to grow? How is it helping you to shift into that new identity, that new version of yourself that you're creating? Go ahead and join the conversation on our social media or drop a comment in our Bliss Code Academy platform if you are a member. Together, we are building a community of empowered, blissful women, and we're mastering the art of living a life that we love. So that's it, boo. That's a wrap for this week's episode of the Bliss Code Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with your fellow Bliss Seekers. If you're looking to dive deeper and join a community of like-minded women, then be sure to sign up for our book club at theblisscode.net. It's more than just a reading group, okay? It's a journey for you to curate your life algorithm. Together, we are going to learn to drill down to what's really essential for us and empower you to say no to anything that doesn't align with your desired path. Embrace the art of essentialism with us and transform the way you live your life. Stay blissful, and I'll catch up with you in the next episode of the Bliss Code Podcast.